What's up with it, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Raider Honcho, and I'm back with a brand new video for you. Alright guys, let's get right into it, man. You already know the vibes. You already know what type of time I'm on. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, damn, subscribe to the channel. Also, hit me up at RaiderHoncho.com or follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at RaiderHoncho. So, let's get right into it, man. We all know it's Monday morning. And yesterday felt like a terrible nightmare, terrible bad dream that I just can't seem to wake up from. Usually when I watch a game on TV, I can kind of change the channel and take my mind off it. But watching the damn game in person, it's embedded into my psyche now. Everywhere I turn, I see a pick six. Everywhere I turn, I see an overthrown pass. Yes, if y'all don't know, the boy, Mr. Big Honch, Mr. Get the Strap himself was in the building yesterday in Jersey for the Las Vegas Raiders versus Giants game. And shout out to everybody that pulled up on me, popped out, said what's up, took up pictures, man. It was very humbling and exciting experience for me and Lil Honch out there to get able to interact and chop it up with some of the fans or some of the people, some of the supporters out there. And I really appreciate it, man. And if I didn't get a chance to meet up with y'all, I apologize. I know some of you guys sent me messages during the games, but I just wasn't really on my phone during the games. I was too busy hollering and hooting with the Giants fans, and that was super quiet the whole game until they knew they was going to win and they started talking crazy. And I would say that it'll be a next time that you can see me at Giants Stadium, but I don't think there will be. Okay, because the Raiders are freaking 0-6 when I come to the games. The Raiders are 0-6 when the Big Honch is in the building. I think I'm done. I think I'm retiring from coming to any game, so I apologize. I'm probably the biggest reason why the Raiders lost yesterday. But on a more serious note, if we really want to break down the game and what I saw yesterday, there are two things that stood out to me that I'm going to put most of the blame on. Now, there are a plethora of reasons of why the Raiders lost yesterday, right? There are many fingers that could be pointed in many different directions. But for me, my money for what I saw with my own two eyes right there live and in living color were the fact that Derek Carr and Bryan Edwards failed to show up yesterday. In my opinion, Derek Carr and Bryan Edwards failed to live up to expectations, failed to play up to their potential, failed to just meet the bar and what status quo is for them as football players. And everybody knows I love Derek Carr. Everybody knows I'm a big supporter of Derek Carr. I've been on the Derek Carr train since 2014. I've never gotten off. Okay, Derek Carr is the best quarterback the Raiders have ever had. Derek Carr is probably the best leader the Raiders have ever had. All right, Derek Carr has the most arm talent of any quarterback the Raiders have ever had. I'm not going to argue with you guys over this. I'm not going to do it. But if you want to, get down in the comments and I might show you a little bit of attention, okay? But with that being said, Derek Carr just had a bad game yesterday. Derek Carr was off yesterday. I saw Derek Carr overthrowing receivers. I saw Derek Carr miss a wide open Darren Waller in the end zone right before halftime, which I knew was going to come back to bite us in the ass, and it did. I saw Derek Carr throw two really poor interceptions. One was a pick six. One was Zay Jones on a double move. And I also saw Derek Carr fumble on about the 15, 20-yard line to end the game. Now, with that being said, there are also mitigating factors and reasons why those things took place. Now, Henry Ruggs not being there is probably the biggest reason the Raiders lost yesterday. But we're not going to talk about that because that's already happened. We knew for a week we weren't going to have him. We should have made the right adjustments, right? But Derek Carr looked like he was playing very pressed, very stressed. His emotions seemed to have the better of him. He just seemed like he couldn't dial it in yesterday. And that's just what it looked like. Now, even with that being said, Derek Carr threw for 300 yards. Even with that being said, Derek Carr did drive us up and down the field. I mean, they made a lot of plays. They got down the field with ease. They just couldn't punch it in. And I'm going to put that on Derek Carr because Derek Carr has to find a way to score points. He has to find a way to get us in the end zone. Now, me saying all that does not mean that we need a new quarterback, y'all. So y'all can just stop that right now. Y'all can just stop that right now. We did not lose because we need a new quarterback. We lost because the quarterback we have needs to play better. And we all have seen how the level he can play to. We all have seen the MVP caliber he can be. He needs to be that way more consistent for us. He needs to be that every single game for us to have a chance to win, okay? Some other teams, Mahomes could have a bad game and they still win. Ryan Tannehill could have a bad game and they still win. Aaron Rodgers could have an off game and they still win. Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. But for the Raiders to be successful and be a playoff team, Derek Carr has to be near perfect. Now, you can take that for what it is. For me, Derek Carr meaning to be that good all the time tells me how good he really is. Some of y'all look at it as like, well, if he's not that good, then we're going to lose the game. It's his fault. Well, it just shows you what type of team we have. If our team was better, Derek Carr wouldn't have to be perfect every damn week for us to win. But I digress. Derek Carr had a lot of bad plays yesterday. We also missed a field goal from 20 yards. That just can't happen. We just looked very, very poor yesterday on offense. And that brings me to my other point, which is Bryan Edwards. Bryan Edwards could not get open. Bryan Edwards cannot create any separation. Bryan Edwards lacks the explosiveness off the line of scrimmage to create big plays downfield, which we had with Henry Ruggs. Derek Carr looked like a quarterback that was throwing passes that he knew almost for sure were going to be incomplete. He dropped back 46 times, guys. Derek Carr looked like a quarterback that said, you know what, I know this is going to be an incompletion, but I have to throw it to somebody. I have to throw it up there. And a lot of guys that never played football before doesn't know what that feels like. Doesn't know what that feels like. It's like a basketball player who knows his shot is off, but you still got to keep shooting. Even though you feel like, yo, it's not my night, I still got to keep shooting. And that's what Derek Carr looked like. And in most part to do it, the fact that our receivers could not get open. Zay Jones could not get open. Zay Jones could not get open. Darren Waller was getting open, but by the time Derek Carr could try to find him, he was getting flushed out of the pocket to his left or to his right. It's kind of tough to make those throws. I thought Bryan Edwards had an opportunity to shine. Bryan Edwards had an opportunity to show what he was made of. Bryan Edwards had an opportunity to make us forget that we didn't have Henry Ruggs, and I feel like he failed to do that. It just was not a good look. Now, with that being said, I am not moving on from Bryan Edwards. I am not going to give up on Bryan Edwards. Bryan Edwards is a good talent, but as big as he is, as strong as he is, as athletic as he is, he needs to do a better job, or we need to do a better job of creating routes where he can get separation and get open for Derek Carr, because Derek Carr, when you have a Henry Ruggs, can kind of throw it up there one-on-one. You can throw it to where nobody else is going to catch it, and Henry Ruggs can go run get it. We don't have that on the field right now. We didn't have that yesterday. And I'm only speaking about yesterday. This is not going forward. Bryan Edwards next week could have a great game and be an absolute monster, right? I'm just talking about what I saw yesterday, and I saw a team that lacks explosiveness. I saw a team that lacked the ability to get separation for wide receivers. I saw the inability to block consistently on the offensive line, and I saw a quarterback who was not locked in, was not able to dial up the plays we needed to make when we needed to make them, okay? I'm not moving on from Derek Carr. I'm not moving on from Bryan Edwards, but yesterday, if I had to pick out two reasons, I would say Bryan Edwards and Derek Carr did not show up. That's my opinion. Get down in the comment and give me your opinion. Let me know what you thought about that game yesterday. Let me know if I should just not go to any more games, man, because, I mean, it was very sad to be in the building and witness that yesterday, especially with 50 seconds left, the way we drove the ball down there for it to end on a fumble. I don't know why Josh Jacobs didn't fall on the damn ball, but for some reason he tried to pick it up and run with it. That didn't help either. But Derek Carr didn't show up. Bryan Edwards didn't show up yesterday. Doesn't mean they're not going to show up going forward. So get in the comments and let me know what you think. If you like the video, like the video. If you like the content on the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Honcho. I got one more high school football game left. Then I'm back to full time on the YouTube. So for everybody out there that's been tripping, I hope you enjoyed it, because the big dog is back. Until the next time, Honcho out.